again, it's definitely greasy, high in sodium for sure. So in totality, you look at it, it's not the most healthy. It tastes fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But until you're looking at it for your health, you can't have that shit all the time.
And then also one that I found when I had the opportunity to travel and eat all over the world, the food that we're distinguishing as Asian or Japanese food in Western culture is not Japanese food in Japan. And just like Chinese food, they don't eat no chicken balls over in China.
They don't eat chicken balls. I know
none of that.
They made that for over here.
Exactly. Exactly.
They designed that for
and same with the Caribbean food, the freshness of the vegetables and the fruits and stuff like that they're using in Jamaica is not the same here. So it's not having the same effect and putting on the weight as it is in Western culture.
Absolutely.
That's why people are like, I'm going to eat like I used to eat back home. That's fine. But you're not using the same spices.
You're not back home. The resources back home ain't the same here.
Exactly.
So it might look the same, might taste kind of the same, but it's not have the
different.
same
Completely
ramifications
different.
on you. You're right, for sure. More reps. Yes, welcome back. More reps, we are here. This is episode 6. We are your hosts. I'm Chadwick Brown.
And I'm Kamana Beckles.
And once again, we're here. Got some nice topic for you. As you can see, set up back here in the clinic. How you feeling anyway, bro? Everything good?
Yeah, I feel good, man. Just going through the grind here of holiday season. Just trying to get everything wrapped up and all the gifts bought. Yeah, busy time.
It's a week away.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
insane. This year.
No snow yet, but
I know. It's been more wet, but I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? For sure. All right. So, topic we're going to get into right now is the pros and cons of bulking or staying lean throughout the winter months. So I can speak for myself right now. I'm actually in a cut right now.
Okay.
So one of the pros I believe in that is because once it gets close to summertime, where you really want to show what you've been working on, you're kind of ahead of the curve already.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a head start on it, trying to see how I'm reacting to my macros changing.
Yep.
One of the cons is I'm cold.
Yeah.
I'm normally a really warm-blooded person, but now I've dropped 16 pounds in the last 2 months, and my hands are cold. My body is way colder than normal, so that's definitely a con, I guess, for being more leaner during this time of year. With bulking now, a pro I can see during the winter months is that you have to really reveal what's going on. So even if you're putting on a little bit extra fluff and weight with your bulk, you have to really show it much because you're more covered up because it's winter time. What are your thoughts? What do you got?
Over the winter months, I typically would bulk, but then as I'm getting older and busier with the family and that kind of lifestyle, I just found that my cutting just is taking so much longer. So I was usually doing my summer cut maybe 3 to 4 months out, where now I feel it needs to be like 6 months. So now my regimen is through the winter, I'm staying fairly lean, maintaining what's going on, and then starting again that cut maybe 3 to 4 months, but I'll be at a better position because I'm not having that extra bulk, right?
Exactly. Same thing I was touching on there too. You kind of get ahead of the head start of it.
Exactly.
So it definitely takes longer with us being a little older. So when I jump on it a lot quicker, because same thing, when wintertime came, so it was like bear mode, hibernation mode. Just eat, lift, put on enough size, and then try to do a quick bulk before the summer hits, but it definitely takes longer. Get ahead of it right now, you know what I mean? And I mean, why not?
Because I think a lot of times people use an excuse of the holiday season to jumpstart their bulking. So I would
true that.
I would not eat the best during like November, December, and then just say, you know what, let me just take that bulk a little bit further and then start my cut maybe February, March, and it's not ideal right now for me.
Definitely not ideal. So your preference during the winter months nowadays would be
maintenance and keep a little bit extra weight, but just maintenance more so, and then start my bulk at a better baseline than previous years.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I'm in the exact same boat with you there for sure. Absolutely, cutting more in the winter time, and then be nice and ready for summertime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that's the end of set 1. We're gonna get into set number 2 right now. All right. Set number 2, we're gonna be talking about the misconceptions of women resistance training or weight training. This one can be controversial, but what are your views on this?
I know one of the things that my female clients first ask is, one of their problematic areas is, I don't want to be bulky like a bodybuilder.
Yep.
And then my response always is, the style of training that you're going to do and the supplements that you're on, you're never going to look like that.
Never.
Because the people that do look big and bulky, that's pretty much their profession and their full-time job to get to that.
Their goal,
that physique that they have. So the amount that you're going to be lifting and your nutritional plan is not going to make you look like that.
Yeah, it's next to impossible for sure.
Yeah.
I hear that same thing too with a lot of women. Like, I even had a conversation with my daughter last night because she's trying to lose some weight, and she's like, if I eat a lot of protein, am I going to get muscular? I'm just like, there's no way.
No,
unless you're lifting light for that goal,
Yeah.
and you're fueling those workouts for that goal, you will never look like that. So a lot of women think, I just touch your weight, they're gonna get jacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the body's gonna respond to whatever stimulus you give it. So unless you're training that way, you're never gonna really get in that lane. So for the women that do get in that lane, they're obviously training to get to that goal. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're lifting heavier, they're eating higher proteins and more frequently and whatnot. Another misconception that I always hear about women is they saying lifting weights, they don't look like a man.
Yes.
And it's like, for starters, not every man is jacked.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
saying to look like a man, you know what I mean? Like, not every guy's walking around looking like that. The human body, whether it's male or female, is going to respond to stimulus and fuel for that stimulus appropriately. You know what I mean? So again, unless you're not chasing that, you're never going to look like that.
Yeah, and you have to also imagine and think that those ladies have been lifting for 10, 15, 20 years. So you're trying to do something that's very short term for a short term goal, where these ladies that are looking a little bit muscular and carrying more muscle, they've been lifting, it's a lifestyle for them, and they've been doing it over a longer period of time.
Absolutely.
So it took them that long to get, yes, exactly, seasoned veteran, it took them that long to get to that point. So you saying, hey, I want to lift weights for the next 6 months is not going to turn you into that.
It's impossible. It makes it impossible. So they have to erase that out of their mind.
Yeah.
You can still eat your protein.
Exactly.
Women can take creatine. A lot of women think that, oh, can I take creatine? Will I get jacked? No, you won't. You might retain more water in your muscle.
Yeah.
So it might pop out a bit more, but you're not going to make you more jacked. You're not going to look like Arnold.
Yeah.
If you take creatine and lift weights. So women, you
sure.
can definitely do
For
that
sure.
for sure without any fears.
Yeah, and then also I think a misconception is not knowing or having the knowledge around knowing that the more muscle that you retain and that you can keep on your body, the higher your metabolism is going to be and the more calories you're going to burn.
Thus, you're going to burn more fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a side effect of it. So that's why I'm a big proponent of letting women know, lift weights, weight training. If you're trying to lose fat,
Exactly.
there's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of muscle and then losing the fat.
Yeah.
In essence, you're going to look more curvier if you have a little more muscle on your body than if you have more fat.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Women, you can definitely lift weights. You know what I mean? Don't have to worry about turning into Miss Olympia or nothing.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anything else you got to add to that?
One other thing too with the weightlifting is it's very difficult when we have clients. I know I've encountered it myself when the clients are like, hey, I want my biceps bigger, but I want to lose fat in my tricep. And I'm like, I understand that and I can appreciate that, but we're going to do a kind of a whole body fat reduction.
Absolutely.
And muscle replacement, that kind of transformation, because I can't just target one specific area on your body and tell you you're going to lose fat in that area.
Impossible. One of the biggest myths, spot reduction, fat reduction is a big myth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can body recomp, like you're saying.
Yeah.
You can lose fat and build muscle.
Yeah.
And a lot of women, they get caught up in the weight on the number, the weight on the scale.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that doesn't really show much because you can be losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time, and that number will stay the same.
Yeah.
It's all about how you're looking. Do you look differently? Is your clothes fitting you differently? You look back at old pictures. Do you see a difference?
Exactly.
Those are bigger determining factors of your progress than the number on the scale.
Yeah.
So that's another misconception. Always worried about the number for sure.
And like you were saying, to touch on that too, because that number on the scale is very impactful for some people, I would recommend not so much looking at that scale daily, weekly, maybe once a month, just to see kind of where your number's at. But the biggest judgment would be how your clothes are feeling and fitting, and then how you're feeling also when you look in the mirror. Do you see a change? Because a lot of times the weight shifts around. We're putting on muscle, which is going to weigh a little bit more than fat.
At the end of the day, you're right.
And then the clothes are going to be fitting differently, but the scale might actually increase.
Exactly.
And that's not a direct indicator of, hey, I'm not doing enough work.
Exactly. Yeah. So don't put so much weight into the weight, for lack of better
Exactly.
words. You know what I mean? Absolutely, for sure. Yes, sir. That's the end of set 2. We're about to get into the third set right now. All right, set number 3. We're gonna be talking about working out at a public gym versus a boutique or private gym, and why. literally yesterday, my wife and I, we went to Fit for Less.
Yep.
We actually went to one a few weeks ago when we went away to Niagara Falls, and that was our first time working out in a public gym in like over a year, because we've been working out here at United Wellness, and it's just such a weird vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was staring at me. I was waiting for machines. It just didn't feel like I belonged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as weird as it sounds, like I feel at home at any gym, but in more public gym like that, it just felt weird. I feel like an outcast. Where here, the more private public gym, it's more intimate. It's more. It feels more like a family setting here, too. Because like everyone here, it's a good vibe. You know, no one's judging you if you're grunting. No one's judging you if you're lifting lower weights than someone else. You know, where there's a lot of ego lifting going on in public gyms. The cleanliness of the gym was like unreal. It was like disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and you're watching people sweating all over machines and stuff, and they're not wiping it down. So my preference now. At one point, I did actually like the big box gyms, just because they might have more bigger variety of equipment and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's not. It's everything that you can do there. You can be done in a smaller gym. Just with a little bit, you can improvise a bit by using more cable stuff as opposed to a specific machine. So my preference now is definitely more smaller boutique private gym.
Yeah, I lean towards your response too, because I feel that a boutique gym, sometimes you might pay a little bit more for a smaller boutique gym, but like you said, you're going to pay for your membership, the accessibility, but also some of the amenities that come with it, so that you know that it's getting clean, you know that someone's upkeeping on all the equipment, there's no maintenance going on too much, and if something does break down, it's getting fixed within a week. You're not worried about bumping into too many people because the memberships are limited.
That part.
And just a community feel, like you said. Sometimes we have clients here that on a Sunday, like it's quiet today, they might bring their child in and they're watching their child, so it's good in that sense where you see regular faces, you know the people that are lifting around you, you can pose a question, ask for a spot, rather than seeing a stranger all the time and not knowing how that stranger is going to react.
How they're going to react to you, exactly. Definitely good points there for sure. Another good benefit about having the smaller gym is that you know that at the end of the day, like kind of just to like piggyback on what you're saying, someone's always going to kind of be there to help you or guide you, whether it be a personal trainer or another seasoned lifter that's here, that you can ask them for a little bit of help, like, hey, I don't understand how to get good form for this, can you teach me? Or I seen you doing that, how do you do that? And just zero ego, where literally everyone got headphones on. Everyone's just walking around like this. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are we doing here? You know? So it might be bigger, got better equipment. The one we went to, they had so there's the tanning booth and the massage, and that's all fine and dandy. But again, those are extra bells and whistles that's going to be covering up all the other bullshit that goes on in those kind of gyms. You know what I mean? So.
And I've always felt that I got a better workout that's more focused in a boutique or a smaller private gym, just because the amount of distractions at a global gym.
That part.
So
big time.
Sometimes the distraction can be used as motivation, but oftentimes it is a distraction, and sometimes you might find yourself sitting 2, 3, 4 minutes in between your sets because your eyes are just wandering around looking at what people are doing,
people watching,
asking yourself why this person's lifting that way, and just a bunch of nonsense.
That's actually a good point too, because I was doing that a lot there too, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I even watching what this person's doing? Why not? How am I not focusing on myself? But it's kind of hard when it's right in your face. And doing like partial reps for the whole set, and just like I shouldn't mind at all. It's just like I shouldn't be paying attention, I'm doing my own thing, but it's so in your face, it's so blatant, you can't help to do that. So it's kind of hard to stay focused in the moment. Where here, that never happens for sure.
Exactly.
No doubt. Yep, so that's our views on it. You can also hit us up on our email and let us know what you guys think about this topic in particular, or also in the comments. So that's the end of set 3. We're going to be getting into set number 4, the supersets. Let's go. All right, set number 4, the supersets. This is where we have 2 different topics and we go back and forth, pick which one we like and explain why we chose that one. All right, so first one I got from a man here. We're going to start with some exercise stuff. Some hamstring work.
Okay.
Would you rather do RDLs or a leg curl?
I like RDL, or I prefer and lean more towards RDL. Just again, that weight pulling me down through my hands, I just feel I get a bit bigger and better contraction when I'm doing that deadlift, rather than a leg curl seated.
For sure.
Because sometimes, and for me personally, when I'm doing seated leg curls, because I'm a taller lifter, getting a machine that can accommodate the length of my limbs is very difficult. So I can't get that proper angle to hit it properly. Where RDL, I control the weight and the tempo and the length.
That part. Good points. Me, myself, I prefer the leg curl. Because I find that In order to do an RDL, it's you have to have the form down perfect to a T without something else taking over, or you have in bad form. Especially when it comes to my clients, it's kind of hard for them to understand the whole motion of hinging at the hips.
Yes.
Without having their shoulders rolling forward.
Yep.
Without them hyperextending at the top and messing with the lower back. So it's an easier move to teach. It's only foolproof to do a leg curl on a machine, or even if you're laying on the ground and have a dumbbell between your feet and doing a leg curl. And I just find I get a deeper part of the hamstring because it inserts underneath your glute.
Yep.
So I find with the leg curl, I'm able to actually swing deeper.
Okay.
To be able to hit that upper part of the hamstring that's under the glute, as opposed to with the RDL. But that's my preference. RDLs are good. I do them.
Yep.
But if I had a choice between one of the two, I'd probably pick the leg curl.
Okay. All right. One back at you. So we'll go to a little bit of fashion. When you're styling yourself, do you prefer neutral colors or would you prefer more vibrant colors?
I didn't expect you to go in this lane. Okay. So it comes in waves for me.
Okay.
More times I like vibrant. I like kind of it popping and again kind of contrasting my skin color as opposed to neutral. I guess it all depends where I'm going at the end of the day. But I have to pick a preference. I like the more vibrant colors. Growing up, I had a lot of my older brother's hand-me-down shit.
Okay.
And so my wardrobe was a mess. Like I had mix match everything. I had no flow to it. So as I got older and I was able to purchase my own clothes and dress myself, I definitely wanted things more matchy. So I find it easier to get a more vibrant color to match with than just a regular neutral thing. So overall, I'd probably say more vibrant colors.
Okay. Myself, I think if I'm in a gym or fitness setting, I would prefer more neutral colors.
Okay.
I think any other part of my life, I would prefer more vibrant, especially in the summer months, more vibrant.
Definitely in summer months, for sure. Absolutely, no doubt. Some basketball stuff.
Okay.
We're talking about dunkers.
Okay.
Dominique Wilkins, Vince Carter.
That's a tough one.
It is.
That's super tough. Both insane in-game dunkers.
Yes.
Vince was more finesse, where I feel Dominique was just sheer brute force and power.
With the windmills.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. That's a toss-up for me. It's 50-50.
You go either way?
If I had to go with one person, I would say Vince because he revolutionized Canadian basketball.
That part.
And inspired me a lot on my basketball journey, just seeing him when I was very young.
Okay.
So I would lean more towards Vince Carter.
For sure. It's definitely a hard one because, like you said, they're both amazing in-game dunkers. That's a big point too. Like actually in-game pulling off crazy dunks. Yeah. But if they're kind of both even there, and then we're taking out to the dunk contest, that 2000 dunk contest with Vince and McGrady was in at the same time. The things he was doing, bro. Yeah. Like I had to go when I thought of this one here to pose, I had to go on YouTube to watch that again. Yeah. And he was doing some things that like I've never seen before. When he did the against the grain,
the 360 windmill,
like that alone, it didn't get a crazy reaction like some of the other ones, but that one alone, the difficulty to go against the grain was nuts.
Yeah.
And then of course the Canadian factor he played for Toronto, that weighs a lot for me too. So I'd have to say for myself, Vince for sure.
Nice. One back at you. We'll go present day right now. Do you feel more limited? We'll base it on fitness. Do you feel more limited or limitless where you can take your physique?
I felt both as of recently.
Okay.
Where I'm at right now, I feel limitless.
Nice.
Because I was in a plateau for maybe 4 or 5 months where I felt like this is what it is. I hit my ceiling. I'm not gonna be able to progress at all. Do I got to maintain this? And then just with a slight change in my diet and nutrition and then my training style, I've exploded right through that plateau now. So now I feel like there's nothing that I can't do with my physique. I've really learned how to kind of like, instead of just training a body part to get it bigger, training a certain part of that body part to get it more defined. So more fine tuning as opposed to just like all on bulking or putting on size, whatever. So I've definitely learned more than that. So I feel like the limits are, there's zero limit right now.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Actually had an opportunity to go see Black Panther, Wakanda Forever yesterday morning with my son. And just seeing some of the fighting scenes, I'm kind of thinking like I need to change my style up.
Okay.
Because I feel I'm just not tapping into enough of the resources that my body's capable of.
Okay.
So I would say I'm more limitless because I have to go a different route now with the kind of training I want to do. More calisthenics, more pull-ups, just controlling my body in very dynamic positions rather than so much bodybuilding that I've been doing.
That's interesting. The Black Panther inspired that.
Yeah.
It was a good movie anyway. I haven't seen
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
They did a little spin because what I was saying yesterday was I wonder what the original script was before Chadwick passed away.
Yes.
And then how they switched it to accommodate him not being there, obviously.
Yeah.
But they paid homage very, very well at the beginning and at the end.
Good.
And I think they did a good spin. It was very female focused, which was good.
Good.
And a lot of new young black female actresses were in it.
Awesome.
Just, they're going to come up and be integral parts of the next series and some other opportunities for them too. Yeah.
Without spoiling too much, was he in it at all?
He was not
at all. So
no, but his spirit resonated throughout the whole movie.
You could feel him.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Dope.
For sure.
Dope. I gotta check that out myself.
For sure.
All right, next superset I got towards you on some movie type thing right now. We're gonna talk about some Spike Lee joints.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Right Thing or He Got Game.
I'll say He Got Game right away.
Of course, I mean, you baller, you jump right towards that.
He Got Game was that was a big time movie. Just to see the level of actors that were in it that he got, and Ray Allen was one of my favorite basketball players back then when he was on the Bucks, or actually he was probably on the Supersonics back then.
Okay.
High level player. Just to see kind of the dynamic of what school would look like if you went to a university, if you were a high profile player, kind of the booster stepping in, kind of the way schools, I'm not going to go too deep into it, the way schools persuade you with different things to try to get you to come to that school.
Got it. Yeah. Ray Allen actually did a great job acting.
He did.
Considering he's not an actor, he's an athlete. He did pretty dang well, you know what I mean, alongside Denzel. Myself, I'd have to say Do the Right Thing. It's just more riveting to me because the whole racial thing that happened with it. It put things in perspective at the time. I was really young when it came out, and I watched it maybe a few years after when I was a little bit older, and it just, a lot of it resonated with me. A lot of it got me mad. A lot of parts in that movie got me mad. You know what I mean? The level of racism in it, but the acting, it was ahead of its time. For sure. And the crazy, a lot of things that happened in that are still present in today's society. How many decades later? You know what I mean? So I'd have to say Do the Right Thing for myself.
Nice. One back at you. Another kind of life-focused question. Do you feel daily that you need inspiration, or do you feel that you're giving out inspiration?
Wow, that's a really good one. I think I need more inspiration daily nowadays. Just because I have so much things going on in my life, it's hard for me to sometimes focus in on what I got to do, and I sometimes look outside myself for inspiration in order to get these things done. Where I do feel there are periods of time where I feel like I'm able to give more inspiration to people, but just with the way my life is these days, it's just it's so hard to stay in the moment a lot of times. I got to really focus, and I usually look outside myself for inspiration, whether it be from my wife, from my kids, from my job, from influencer, from my friends, whatever. I'm always looking towards that. And there's nothing wrong with that either, you know what I mean?
No, not at all.
It takes to keep you grounded and inspired throughout the day.
Yeah, I feel that I gather a little bit of inspiration from, like you said, motivational videos or reading a good book or listening to a good audio book. But I feel currently what I'm part of my dynamic and makeup right now, current day, is trying to inspire others to do something that they might have not seen in themselves, or just have them open their mind to think outside the box a little bit of something they're trying to accomplish.
Dope. I like that. Appreciate that for sure. Next one for you. We're talking music. Drake or Kanye? And we're not talking about as individuals. We're just music.
Overall?
Just their discographies.
Just discographies. I would lean more towards Drake.
Okay.
I just appreciate his cadence, his vibe, his delivery, and that at most of the time, it's not too much in your face. He's very humble with his delivery, I feel a lot of times. He doesn't have too much beef. He doesn't need, I feel sometimes, he doesn't need to be the center of attention all the time. Kind of like current day Kanye. If a lot of stuff, let's rewind 5 years ago, if all of this from 5 years ago to now, Kanye didn't happen, I would probably lean more towards Kanye, but I can't discount all the stuff that's going on with him right now, and I think it's highly affected his legendary status as a musician, and it's overshadowing that with all of his political stuff. And I'm sorry to cut you off, I'm not trying to box him into saying he can only do music, but the fact is he's in the public eye, and a lot of the things that he's doing is going against multiple cultures, and I think that's affecting his legacy as a musician.
So you think that's tarnished his legacy?
Yeah.
So you're not able to separate the art from the human?
It's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's very hard to do.
I get it. I'd have to say myself, Kanye, and not necessarily the newer Kanye. Again, we're talking just music.
Yes.
I'm able to separate his bullshit from his music. There's no way I can not say that Late Registration, College Dropout,
for sure,
808s and Heartbreaks didn't impact the whole music industry. Like when 808s and Heartbreaks came out, they started using the auto-tune, like that whole sound breeded so many different artists. They wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for him. Gold Digger, Through the Wire, there's just so many classics. There's no way that I can discredit what he's done musically. But in terms of Drake, I respect everything he's done, especially for Canadian music and Canadian hip hop. But I've never really been the biggest fan of his type of music. Okay. I feel like he just tries to stay in too many different lanes. One second he's rapping, next second he's singing, next second he's doing reggaeton, the next second he's doing dance music. It's just like, which is good to be versatile as an artist, but we're talking about just in terms of hip hop music, I would definitely lean way more towards Kanye and what he's done in his vibe of music than Drake.
Yeah, and it's tough too because we always kind of put Drake, I think, sometimes in this box of hip hop, where I think he has more of a global tone. Like people really didn't like the new album that he released. Yeah. But those comments I think sometimes were coming from more hip hop oriented guys. Of course. Where I think Drake's thing was like, I could touch more people globally if I put an album out like this. This is some good elevator music. This is stuff that can be played all over the world that people will appreciate. Regardless. So it's a wider market rather than those hardcore like hip hop heads.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I was definitely looking at more so just from a hip hop perspective. Yeah. He's an amazing artist. Yeah. That's the whole thing. It's hard to put him in a box, like you said, because he's just a guy. He does everything, and I respect that for sure. But we're talking just hip hop artist versus hip hop artist. Me personally, Kanye. But I do see where you're going from too. Yeah.
Here's a question that I've been saving up for a couple weeks. So I'm really interested to know. So, what's a hobby that you used to do as a child that you aren't doing currently today?
Oh man, there's a few. There's a few. I used to take violin lessons as a kid.
Nice. Okay.
And my mom was kind of on me to do it. I think, to be honest, I've never actually asked her this, but I think the reason why she wanted me to do it is because she'd never seen a black violin player before. So she wanted to kind of, I guess, me be the first black protege violin player. So she kind of pushed me towards it, but I had zero interest in it at all. But when I think back now as an older man, I was just like, I wish I kind of did stay in that, because it could have been a whole different lane that I could have embraced then. So that's definitely one. Another one that I don't do now that I probably should still be doing is music, to be honest. And I just find it hard to stay inspired by what's going on in the music industry now to want to do it myself. That's why I've definitely kind of almost abandoned that. I don't want to. I might still get back into it at some point, but I just the drive isn't there anymore. But that's something I wish I was still pursuing, and I might do it. You never know. But
nice.
Yeah, that's what I say. Well, yourself.
Myself, I was a big time, and because of my size, you might not think, but I was shorter back then. But I used to be a big time BMXer.
BMX?
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. I used to love the bikes. Anyone who knows me from back in the day knows that. Yeah, you never saw me without my bike.
It's like doing the tricks and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here.
Go down to Beasley Park, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I love bikes.
That's dope.
When X Games came out, I thought it was the best thing. Now, this is pre-basketball, because I did get to a certain height and started to get injured. I'm like, I can't be doing this.
You're like, too tall to be doing this.
Exactly. And I was never going to go pro, but it was just fun to me. I think just having that ability to transport myself, because it was a form of transportation, from this area to that area quickly as I wanted to, because of the bike, it just gave me a lot more freedom at that time. I was just all over the place with my bike.
Wow. That totally caught me off guard. I didn't expect you to say that.
And then another one that I touched on a couple weeks ago was art. Art was a huge part of my life. I used to draw a lot, and then kind of lost a little bit as I was growing up, because I never was introduced or knew any full-time artists. So I just didn't think that could sustain a livable future for me. So I kind of lean more towards sports and education after that.
Like drawn or paint or anything?
I don't know. It's left such a bad taste in my mouth that my son all the time was like, hey, because he's really artistic and he draws very well. And he's always like, oh, can you draw something with me? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, maybe. But it's something that is very relaxing to me, and it's something I really need to concentrate on in 2023.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get back to it.
Definitely would tell you, get back in that back. Do you have any of your old pieces you ever done still?
A lot of it I gave away. I do have some.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of it I just end up giving away and just like got rid of my whole sketchbook. I didn't even want to look at it anymore.
Yeah. Damn. I would love to see some of that shit. That's dope. That's dope to hear. All right, now we get into some food stuff.
Okay.
Some yard food.
Okay.
Ackee on saltfish or fried plantain?
I'll go with ackee and saltfish.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
My mom makes a really nice one, and it's coming up because she always makes it like Christmas morning. I'll go over, pick it up, and then bring it back home to eat.
Nice.
And it was always a food that we knew was a special time of year when we received that ackee and saltfish. So. It was something to look forward to, so I would lean more towards ackee and saltfish. Plantain, I can get it anytime.
This is true.
But a good ackee and saltfish is hard.
Go grab it, fry it yourself, no problem. Ackee and saltfish done right, though.
Yeah, exactly. How about yourself?
I'd have to say the same thing. I love you some ackee and saltfish. The only thing I don't like is the bone sometimes. If it's not deboned properly, and they get them that stuck in the back of your throat, that scratch.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of the flavor of it, the texture of it, the nutrition in it too, also. Definitely ackee and saltfish over plantain.
That's funny that you had that one because my last question to you was, saying on food, the food level there, would you take a beef patty by itself, or are you gonna put it in a piece of cocoa bread?
Cocoa bread, cocoa bread, all day. I like it without the cocoa bread for sure. But it's a whole lot of carbs.
Yeah,
now being in the fitness industry, I think about it's nuts. But back in the day, oh my God, the cocoa bread is just like an extra layer of just yumminess, man. Yeah, cocoa bread with a patty all day.
Nice.
Were you anti cocoa bread?
No, I stay cocoa bread. I have at lunchtime. Relatives of mine owned Caravana Grocery.
Okay.
Exactly. So I went to Tweedsmuir, so I used to walk up and around the corner and get 2 patties and 2 cocoa breads for lunch every day.
For real,
And again, that was before fitness and that kind of stuff. If I can look back, I was like a little bit heavier set in like grades 6 and 7 until I went down to like 1 cocoa bread and 1 patty.
That's a skillet back.
And I washed it down with the ting.
You need a ting. You need a ting with that for sure. Absolutely. No doubt. I haven't had cocoa bread in so long.
You can't even find a good cocoa bread.
I was going to say, where do you even find it nowadays?
You can't find it anywhere here.
Yeah. That's nuts. And back in the fitness thing, when you're lifting with your reps, would you rather go slower for more time or attention, or would you go a little faster to get more pump work?
I would do a combination of both depending on where I am in my fitness journey. So being from an athletic background, I'm going to go for more high tempo lifts rather than slowing it down and going for a pump. During the winter months, like we were talking about earlier for bulking, I would then go a lot slower, really concentrate on getting a good contraction, just to bulk up as much as I could in the wintertime. So depending on the time of year, what my goals are, that's where I would base it. Preference, I would rather go a little bit faster pace.
To go for the pump.
Yeah.
So no doubt. I'm definitely more in the time and attention bag right now. Like you said before, I definitely was more chasing the pump. So just doing as quickly as I can to get as much blood into the muscle and feel it engorged and whatnot. But I'm definitely leaning more towards time or attention because I'm just mainly thinking about longevity in my joints and stuff. So instead of getting something heavier and going fast with trying to get weight, I've really been scaling back the weight and focusing on keeping tension on the muscle throughout the whole range of motion. And I feel more of a pump, to be honest, doing it like that than just trying to get as much blood in there as possible. It's also good to kind of play with both, like you're saying. So I'll do a couple sets of really, really slow and then one last set of just really fast to get extra blood in there on top of it. But overall, time retention, for sure.
Nice.
For sure. Anything else?
No, I think that's good.
No doubt. But that was the Supersets. We hope y'all enjoyed that. This is the end of episode 6. Damn, we got 6 already.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Moving fast.
Moving fast. So we'll make sure y'all stay tuned. More episodes coming as usual. You can follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Also, you can email us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, all that on YouTube. Anything else?
No, we are reading the comments, and they're excellent questions that we're going to be touching on in the next couple weeks. So keep them coming in, and stay connected. Thank you for rocking with us.
Absolutely, more reps. Let's get it.